And if this works, then we're golden. Because that's still connected via this, and it's still connected at the top. Technically, I guess I didn't need to split these off. It's a bit of a silly of mine. Hopefully you can forgive me. Because if I can just remove this entire thing to go to the processor, well, actually, it's going to have to go around the reactor, so maybe I do kind of want to not completely disconnect both parts as a single. Yeah, I'm going to disconnect them as individual components. Just so it's a little bit more... I can just remove them a little bit more carefully. Yeah, that should do. Right, I would like you to go in this direction, please. Tunk. Is that not going to move? I mean, it should be disconnected. Maybe I need to take the rear end off this first. Let's check that everything here is going to the same place. Pretty much, from what I can see. Okay. Oh, hello, Fuse. I will accept. Sorry for the glitchy display while I'm in here working on the reactor. I know it's not the nicest thing to look at, but... Alright, that's 4,000, 3,000, 46,000. This is, yeah, this is just 4,000, so I should realistically be able to move this with tethers. Let's see what we can do. But I'm going to have to move it quite far in order to get it over to the processor, so... we can give it a try. Yep, there we go. Nice and easy. I'll cut that tethers pole. Yeah, the rear end just depowered, yep. Because I completely severed it from the rest of the ship. Now, what I would like is for this whole section to kind of come up here and out of the way of everything else. But that being said, I might now be able to just move this down a little bit. Yeah, it's starting to drift away a little bit more now. Perfect. Let's make sure that it does move away from the reactor. So, there we go. Just get it down there till it's well out of the way.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Now what I would like to do is to bring you neatly over to the processor, please. Go, go, go. There we are. Well, this one should also be free, if I'm lucky. And it is. Excellent. You're getting a little bit closer to the hungry furnace, though. No, it should be fine. Right, let's give this a little bit of a kick as well. About here. By a little bit of a kick, I mean quite a lot of kick, apparently. That's good enough. Yep.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Valuable object processed.
And this one can go straight in as well. Goodbye to you. Alright. Oh my lord, you were getting very close to that furnace, aren't you? How about we don't, eh? How about, instead, I give you another option and you go over there. In fact, I'm going to give you 2 tethers to make sure it happens. Stay well away from that furnace, please. Furnace is hungry. Furnace is hungry. Yeah, it's starting to change direction. Ooh, is it going to make it? Yeah, it's going to make it. Those tethers are strong enough. Just. Alright. That is drifting in on its own now. That is going to drift in on its own. We should be good. Good morning, how's the debt? Yeah, the debt is still there. Right, let's clear out some of these backseat passes. I recommend detaching the thrusters first from the reactor. Sometimes you can end up removing the power of the ship when dismantling the exterior, leading to an inability to eject. Yes, no, CEO of Alcorp, that is something that I have struggled with several times. It's a bit of a meme at this point. The nacelles and the black structure around them are all high cut grade, so you don't need to worry about clipping them with your split saw. Oh, right, nice, thank you. Physically push the contents into the barge process of the furnace, it will go faster. Yes, we saw that one a little while ago. Did you know the furnace doesn't burn organic matter? It's a speedrun strat to go really close to it and then pull everything in. It goes way fast. Yeah, no, it's not happening. Pay special attention to the seats and what is below it. Yep, got that one already. The chambers under the cockpit. See, that worth checking for salvage. We saw that one ages ago. And on the front of the ECU, there is a blue teal symbol of 4 triangles in a diamond formation. That symbol means that it can be popped off with the grappler. So anytime you see those triangles, you can pop off whatever they're painted on. Oh, that is really useful. Thank you. You're providing some actually genuinely very, very useful tips there. Many, many thanks. Many, many thanks. Right, let's completely expose the reactor. This should be now free. And I would very much like you to go this way. Dunk. Goodbye. Right, it seems that it wants to be on this side more, so sure. Who might stand in the way of your hopes and dreams? Apparently you are moving very slowly, so let's just make that happen a little bit faster, shall we? Because moving slowly past the furnace is dangerous for me. There we go. Done and done. Reactor ready to go into the barge at this point. Am I going to send it there straight away? Probably not. There are other things I want to do first. Apparently I destroyed a bit of aluminium there, my bad. Wasn't expecting that, if I'm honest. Wasn't expecting that at all. Actually, I think maybe... maybe I should crack this open a little bit more. At least the hull components. Just leave most of it connected to the ship, but... the other thing is... how exactly does one pop this off? Does a reactor go to the processor? Oh. No, the plating goes to the processor. Right. Right. So the reactor's in there. Oh, that's not nice. That's very tricky. I disapprove, actually. High levels of disapproval there. Now, have a proper look in here then. So I need to remove the front panel, which is there. The terminal is here. That is also something to go to the barge. Very well. In fact, the whole thing needs to go to the barge, so that's fine. That goes to the furnace, though, so I do need to yoink that out. I can remove the atmosphere regulator in here. And I will, just because this is actually a very valuable component. And if this whole thing explodes, I plan not to be near it enough to take damage, but the things in there will. So getting out the high-value salvage first, probably a wise move. Alright. Now, what I'm hopeful is that this is not going to start a timer, but I guess this is how I find out. No, we have not started a timer. Phew. Hello, beauty.
Processing object. Applying credits to account.
Does that go to a processor as well? Yes, it does. So I guess... Yeah, I just yoink the whole thing free in one go if I can. Make sure I'm pulling off the structure and not the reactor, because that would be a funny way to fail. But it would still be a failure, so funny or not, I would rather not. Let's scooch over to this side. Now, before I remove the top, the cap here, it's a mounting plate. Now, from what I can see, this is mounted to that plate, so it's... Let's just hope that... Maybe I won't remove both of these, I'll just remove one of them. So it's still technically connected there. That way, if I need to, I can move some things very rapidly. Alright. Okay. Now, that needs to go to the furnace, so that's not coming with me. That goes to the processor. I guess I simply shut this down, take the cooling out, rush out, grab this, pull it out, and then shoot it down there. All in time not to cause a meltdown. Is there more I can strip away from the rest of this ship before I have to do that, though, is the question I've got. Can I even get these pipes out of here without them breaking everything? I don't think so. I could split the pipes up, though, I should imagine. Let's have a look, shall we? Nope. Too high of a cut grade. Alright. I guess... Yeah, I'm going to have to just break the entire structure off first, then. It's kind of annoying, but... and that will be easier to slide it back. And then strip everything else out. Okay, so I guess we're going to be doing some of this not in full creative mode, which is actually okay. Alright. Remember, Lynx cares about you. And what better thing to do to take care of yourself than melting those salvage quotas? Well, meeting those salvage quotas, sorry, yeah. The ECU does not require power to keep the reactor cooled. You can disassemble literally everything but the reactor and the ECU. Ah. Train in, Bunny. That is fantastically useful information. Thank you ever so much for that. That is actually great news. So let's not use this cutter in any way that might clip the fuel chamber there, you know? So let's avoid exploding ourselves. We've come this far, doing all this good work of not exploding ourselves. Let's not explode the fuel chamber. Why did I do that instead of just reorienting this? I don't know. There we go. That's 28,000. This is 13,000. So this is now separate, I would say. Still connected here, but... I could just slice through this, I guess. Just cut straight down there. The problem is, I think this is going to melt the entire beam, but let's see. No, it didn't. Nice. Okay. Right, 12,000 there. 28,000 there. Just 1,200, so literally... Oh, the fuel tank is now completely separate. Huh. Really? Oh, yes, I guess so. It's not actually connected there. That's interesting. That's very interesting. But let me head on in and just remove the faceplate of the coolant system first. Just in case that needs any kind of power.
Salvage deposit confirmed.
Aavak, meltdown won't start until you actually pull the reactor. They failed to mention it at all. Thruster and coolant removal gives... Oh! Bit of a spoiler on that one, but I do kind of appreciate it simply because that's sort of vital information that the game should have, I guess, told us. Oh, I can just pick that up. Okay. I need to remove it first, though. Okay. That'll do. You next. I'm being ultra careful about not flinging these because I've had so much trouble with that. Okay. Fiddlesticks.
Reactor meltdown detected. Urgent action required.
You scallywags lied to me. You know what? I appreciate it though. That was clever. I totally believed you. This has taught me a valuable lesson. Never believe chat. Ever. Never believe chat.
You want to get it on the bars, right?
There we go.
Well, I'll see. Well done, Cutter. You continue to impress.
Thank you.
Now we just gotta work on improving the times. All right. We're
That's
done with
okay.
training. We'll leave you be now. Great
Thank
work
you.
today, Cutter.
Thank you.
We're out.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Weaver is happy with us. That makes me happy. Oh, chat, I believed you. Just straight up 100%. Didn't even occur to me that you would be lying. I am far too believing. Far too believing. Oh well. We're now on timer with regards to our fuel and O2, but that's okay. We've mostly stripped the ship. It's way faster if you don't remove the coolant. Yeah, no, that definitely seems to be the case. Definitely seems to be the case. Hey, Sal, how are you doing? I guess I cut this. I'm not actually even sure that I do. Now I'm on a timer, so I don't really want to mess around, but... Let's go ahead and grab this. How are you doing, Sal? What were you playing? Welcome, Raiders! Have you been playing this at all, Sal? Thank you, Road Train. At least one of you remembers to the important things, like, you know, wearing robes. Can I just clip this without clipping everything? I don't think I can. So how about I cut it off here, then? Apparently I can't do that either. Nope. Let's do this from the side then. Might be able to just about cut it perfectly right there. Oh well, lost a little bit, but that's fine. All of this is to the processor. Yoink. Let's hold that. Alright, that's different. I'll have to see in my game if my game had an update. My apologies for the unintended misdirection. It's okay, Akira Dragamon. It was actually kind of funny. I found it amusing, even if it was intentional. I found it. In fact, I found it more amusing if I thought it was intentional. You're doing a great job. Love watching it. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Crazy Sailor. That's super kind of you to say. Let's have a look through. The ECU does not require power to keep the reactor going. That does seem to be the case. Floating above the coolant pipe, with the reactor behind you and the ECU in front of you, the left wall of the room the ECU in has a gasket around it that you can vaporize with the stinger to give immediate access moving between the ECU and the reactor core. Just target the corner where there is a yellow circle with a line through it. Oh, okay. Chat is here to help. Always trust chat. Aavak, for this ECU, you have to cut the pipes near the wall, the stinger, and cut out the wall to get the unit out. Right, okay. So I should have gone for that, even the yellow markers there. In your experience there. But there we go. I'm kind of glad that we did it that way, though, because again, it's kind of like I'm playing in easy mode right now. What did Sal say? Doing great, thanks. Community Stellaris with chat. Ooh, a community game, like a multiplayer game. Oof, wow, well played indeed. Let's make sure that we guide you a little bit closer, because I fear that that's going to be grabbed. Yep, the furnace is trying to eat it, but I don't think it's going to manage it. But have we got a shout out in chat for Sal? I don't think we have, so let me pop one in. This is where we find that I've forgotten the shout out command, or that Nightbot is like, there we go. Chat, if you're not familiar with Sal, then please do drop them a follow. A fantastic creator, super chill, and a very good friend of the channel to boot.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Nightbot just hates you. Aw. Let's pop in here. Now we can actually start tearing this whole thing apart. Now I no longer need to preserve all of the electricals. So let's just split it up. Now we're kind of on the clock, so let's do this nice and fast where we can. Right, let's remove you. And we'll remove you as well. Let's take this entire section off at this point. Let's just get into position. And... oh, wrong gun. There we go. Nothing should be attached to the walls, I don't think. At least none that I can see. Yep. Good to go. Clean as a whistle. Straight down there. There we go. That gives us nice access to everything on the underside. We can immediately lob that battery out of here. There we go. But yeah, if you haven't played this recently, Sal, definitely worth checking out. I'm having so much fun. I mean, it is definitely a niche game, but I feel that it would definitely appeal to your kind of chilled out approach to games. I think it's very much a game that you can just hang out, a bit of a relaxing time, do a bit of chatting with chat. Okay. We need to go in there. Let's grab the lights as well.
Salvage secured.
Is it off?
Account credit
Yes,
applied.
it is perfect. Now, I do believe we've got everything in here that we needed. Let's just make sure that this is actually
Object processed.
disconnected,
Transferring credits.
because I might just be able to yoink this back. Sort of can. No, actually I can't. Let's remove the lower part first then. I love VCD, and it reminds me a little of it. Yes! No, absolutely. That's actually one of the things that I mentioned in my first taste on this. That this is definitely in the sort of genre, the same genre as Viscera Cleanup Detail. It's that sort of, I'm playing a game about doing work. I'm not sure why it's as fun as it is. It has no right to be, but it absolutely is super fun. I am enjoying it so much, sort of thing. Because I never really played... oh no, I think I threw something away there. There's something attached to the outside there. Let's have a look at what we just lost, if anything. Oh no, I didn't lose anything. Nice. I was a little bit worried there. that I had not properly looked at the outside of that. But it seems that we managed to get away without too much punishment there. Another battery here. Another light.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
There we go. But yeah, it's in much the same way as visitor cleanup detail. You can be as thorough or as reckless as you want. And the consequence is largely forgivable.
Salvage secured.
You don't have to worry too much about being ultra specific with what you do, though there are benefits to doing that. This needs to go to the processor. Let's just release that, ideally, and in fact, let's release the side over here, and then we will release the airlocks. But I'm going to try and be a little bit more efficient with my removal of the airlocks where I can be. So I am very much aware that I'm not being very efficient with that as a general rule. That is a furnace item, so I will melt through that if I'm not careful. So we'll melt through it right there instead. It's a little bit more safe to remove. There we go. I think we have mostly removed this now. And maybe one more. Yeah, there it is. Oh, actually, this is... it's connected to that cage. Shame. Very well. The bottom should now be... No, it's still connected. Oh, maybe over there? Yeah, it looks like that's a little bit more of a complicated removal than I was initially expecting. Oh well. Let's just remove these then. There we go. And down here too. Yeah, as I mentioned in the first taste, this belongs firmly to the why am I playing a game about manual labor and why am I enjoying it so much genre of games. I remember watching a stream of Lady Sheila playing Viscera Cleanup Detail, and honestly until that stream I had no idea that it could be as cathartic as it was to just see it being played. But Sheila was very thorough with it, and I think that's what I enjoyed, is seeing someone take the time to do everything. Oh, I didn't need to pull that off. Watching someone take the time to take care of everything, little by little bit, you know. I need a bit of O2. Now, not everything in here needs the barge, so I'm just going to remove the bits that do.
Salvage registered. Transferring credit.
I guess I should probably go over and grab myself a little bit of O2 as well. Maybe. Yeah, I probably should. But let me remove these first. You know, just letting my O2 get a little bit low. It's fine. Okay, let's make our way over there, because breathing is kind of nice.
Please contact your plan administrator to add asphyxiation coverage.
No. I love how they breathe a little bit more frantically when they're running out of oxygen and when they're playing around with the reactors or when there's fire nearby. I love that that is actually modeled in the game. It's so fun. For hull plates, you can start a tether on the wrong side and it will snap to the far side if the destination is in that direction. Oh, really? See, now I've been avoiding that like the plague because I figured it would cause the tether to spin out of control. Thank you very much for that info there.
Cutter, you're looking at roughly 5 minutes left in this shift.
Thank you.
Keep on at it. We've arrived.
Will do. Yep. And you need to be in there. Goodbye.
Tether supplies running low.
No, it's fine. Right. Let's just take this entire item out to go to the barge in one go. Since it's got the connection component inside that needs to go there as well. That'll all be fine. Now, everything inside here, though, I kind of want to take out one by one because this whole thing goes to the furnace. I guess I could remove a wall, maybe? I wonder. Could I remove the wall? Can I just remove the floor out of here? It would be significantly easier for me if I did. Now there's a little icon there. Does that mean anything to me? Because I'm starting to realize from some of the things that chat has been saying here that it's not just what the HUD is telling me, but there's a lot of information around the actual structures. The red lights mean that it's out of power. It's no longer connected to the energy grid. Can I just pull it away, really? Don't think so. No, the whole thing is a section. Oh, the little icons on the walls and floors don't mean that much. That's a shame. Because that would have been great if that was just saying, yeah, hey, cut here, and the whole thing will come apart. That would have actually been amazing, but I guess not for us. Right, okay, let's orient myself exactly right. It doesn't look like it cut properly, but it did. You're a little bit close, aren't you? Let me move into a better position for this cut to make sure I don't accidentally cut through you as well. Once again, looks like I did, but I did not, I promise. Ooh, you are going to be a bit of a potch, aren't you? Alright. Let's just shift you up. Right there. You as well. Ooh, that's a little bit close. Let's just leave you about here, please. And you as well. Got enough O2 for the rest of the shift. I'm not going to have to worry about that anymore. At least I very much doubt it. And finally on this side as well. Now, has that actually been cut free? It hasn't! Oh, that's super annoying, actually. That is crazy annoying. Really? I did on that side, but it doesn't look... It looks like my cuts were a little bit too shallow. I didn't quite catch everything they needed to do it again. That's a shame, but oh well. Guess that's what happens when I was trying to make the cuts to avoid chopping into the objects. It's understandable. There we go. And then let's this side as well. You know what? It'll be a million times easier if I just rotate. Love the music in this game as well. That's fine.
1 minute remaining.
There we go. Job's a good un. Give you a nudge. Slide on out. Come with me. We should be able to just get you over to the furnace over yonder. Ta-ta. You'll bonk into a couple of things on the way, but that's fine. Right, you... straight down there. Get a last little bit out of this before the shift is over. It's fine. In fact, we've done most of the ship. Still got the fuel to go, but other than that, we're good. Come on, can I do this in 3 seconds? Maybe? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, the cut angle was way too shallow. Cutting from the outside would have been easier, but because the items in there, like the computers and stuff, can be cut, if I'd done that, there's a chance that I would have cut through those as well. So that's why I cut from the inside out, because there was nothing on the outside that I cared about cutting through accidentally, whereas there were plenty of things on the inside that I cared about. Alright, so we've destroyed accidentally 128%. We have still got 29% of the total value. 5 million is still there. And we saved nice percent worth of salvage. Nice. We destroyed a wall terminal. That was the main thing. I also lost a bit of coolant pipe. Those things I don't really care about. Oh, sorry. Did I say 128%? Sorry. I destroyed $128 worth of salvage. 0.6%. Oh, wow.
Certification level attained. License level increased.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. We'll get 2 repair kits for getting maximum here. Okay, we just earned 68 links tokens. Very nice. You don't know how to feel about me saying nice percent? Well, obviously you should feel nice. It's in the name.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Please enjoy the following inspirational message. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you do, you will be successful.
Yeah, that's a nice thought, but that is absolutely not true. I find it better not to rush the last few seconds, as the barge boot up time next shift can cause things to shoot in motion to fly past it and be, oh wow, really? Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay. Fair enough. Got a new poster there. I'm very happy with that one. And we've now unlocked the Lynx Javelin Tanker. A large and more complex build of the Helix Heavy Industries Javelin, up to 70 meters in length and outfitted with a Class 2 reactor. We know our customers want to avoid those pesky dock and fuel surcharges. The mid-size refueler is the perfect choice for transporting your fleet's own fuel supply. I see. 13.7 million and 500,000's worth of rental fees. Some breaking today. How are you, Aavak? I'm doing quite well. Thank you very much for asking. How about yourself?
Listen up, guys. I got something you'll all like.
Oh, are you leaving already?
I went ahead and
You're
got
playing with
all
fire, Lou.
clearance to use something that'll make you 10 times more efficient. Easy. 20 times. You ready? Demolition charges. Spark free. These'll cut through damn near anything.
Hooray! Spark free.
Spark free?
How-
Demo charges?
I mean, that's fair.
Sounds pretty cool,
How
Mr. Rhodes.
do you...
Thank you.
No way. Not a chance. Damn things aren't new. Hell, I've been vaporized by those stupid things plenty of times.
Curazon, you're...
Spark free. Things spark
Oh, dear.
so much you could put one on a birthday cake.
Curazon. That's it. Come on now, Hal. I'm revoking your privileges for external communications.
Oof.
You... What?
Yeah. No comms outside the station network. No more calls to Mars. All of you need to understand something. I represent the company, and you show me respect. Got it?
I mean, respect is earned,
Sit
but...
down and talk about this. That's all for now. Best get to work.
Doesn't she have, like, her family is on Mars or something? Oof. We're just gonna have to hope that Weaver can smooth things out there. Weaver has been here long enough that he knows which fights to pick and which people's egos to soothe. It's like, I feel... these young bloods, full of vigor and vim and a fight, ready to take down the corporate overlords. Weaver's seen what happens when that... I kind of feel... I kind of feel like if this was like Snowpiercer, Weaver would have been through a couple of the cycles of, you know, reducing the population in the rear. It kind of understands the way that works. And it's like, look, okay, It's not good. But... there's only one way this ends. Alright. So, we've got spark-free demolition charges. One wonders how exactly they work if they are spark-free. Clearly, they're not actually spark-free. Sad to say. Oh well. 3 new messages. Let's have a look. Sender, undisclosed. Okay. Now, okay. Group undisclosed, sender undisclosed. Yeah. One thing with the story that I will say is this is basically on rails, completely on rails. We have not had any choice. I can sort of see the way this story's going, and unless it throws a kind of a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey twist at us, I can more or less see the main story notes spread out before us along an oracular path. Sadly, no matter the outcome, we will have no real part in it. Kind of goes to the whole Clockwork Orange kind of thing. If a person does a good thing because they're forced to, did they do a good thing? Did they do good? If they had no agency in that transaction. And it feels like whatever this story goes, we actually have no right to feel good about it, to feel bad about it, because we did nothing. But that so far, because I've seen on Steam a lot of split opinion on the story versus the stuff in the game, like the main game loop versus the story. From what I can tell, the kind of story elements became a bit more of a focus towards full release, whereas early in the game they were just focusing on the game loop, and that kind of makes sense. That's how these things tend to go. And I've seen some people. I mean, if we remove ourselves from like the debate of people who either agree with the story or disagree with the story, on in terms of the actual content of the story, I would still say that both sides of that debate are engaged with the story. So, I would say that, whether they agree with the messages coming out of it, they are actually engaged with the story. They don't not care about the story, let's say. But of the people who have criticized the story in regards to it just being there, I actually kind of like the story. If nothing else, it's delivered in a really good way. Like, I love the voice acting. I think the writing is very satirical. Like, I view it from the point of satire, and through that lens, I guess maybe it's a little bit sidestepping the question of whether this is good writing, considering like the sort of real world parallels, or whether it should have been more nuanced. I think if you look at it through the lens of satire, it's hilarious. It's pretty good. But the story itself is delivered in a really, really good way. The only critique, and this is more or less my sole critique about the story that I've seen so far, obviously I'm not very far in the game, so it could change, is that there is no agency for the player. I'm not part of this story. I am simply watching the story, if that makes sense. Or, well, I guess listening to the story in most parts. So that's my critique on the story, is that there's really no agency. Now, that's not the same as me saying that I want the story to be multi-branched and that my choices have consequence. Actually, it's a little bit more nuanced. My opinion is a bit more nuanced than that. I say myself, but I think the story would have been significantly improved if they had given you the illusion of choice. If all roads led to Rome, but I was allowed to choose which road I went down, the illusion of choice is in many cases all you need. Actual choice with actual divergent consequence, that's a very, very nice thing, but that's probably something for RPGs more than this. But a little bit of, oh, well, I could choose to join the Union or I could choose not to. If I choose not to, then some mechanism of the story kind of forces me down that route anyway, but I had the choice. Do you see what I mean, chat? I think that would have given a much more engaged feeling to the story. Illusion of choice is an extra weekly charge. Oh, that's true, yeah. Damn those link fees, they add up fast. But yeah, Z-Wolf, yeah. Divergent branches, so choices with actual consequence, that spirals very quickly. And that's why I said that's more for a game that is actually focused on the story like an RPG.